Talk Podcast.
Hi, True Talkers. Welcome to today's episode on True Talk. So today we're going to be doing something different. I wish we could do a drum roll so that you can guess, but we don't have time for that. So today I have two amazing persons in the studio, but I will allow them introduce themselves. So, sir, can you introduce yourself?
So much.
You're welcome.
Mother, my friends call me Afobaje
Okay, sir.
from Sule Constituency 2,
Okay,
Gomu Community.
okay, welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
So my other gentleman, or we like call you Mr.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay,
It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Imole Dejusa. Imole De means light has come
okay,
for non-religions in Lagos. I'm aspiring to be the next member of Lagos State House of Assembly,
oh, wow.
representing the good people of Sule Constituency 2. And it's a pleasure to be here once again. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. So we have two representatives, but you did not state your party you're working with. So would you do us the honor?
I'm actually a Qatari member of APC, or Progressive Congress.
Okay, you're welcome, sir. Mr. Josiah.
Well, I'm a chieftain of the African Democratic Congress, the ADC,
ADC.
where Nigerians will be voting in the next convention 2027. So,
Okay. So we're going to have like a brief discussion and also some controversial topics on how the government has been lately or in the last 4 years. We know elections are coming up, right? And we all have our parties that we're rooting for. But basically now we have just two persons, which is the APC representative and the ADC representative. So moving forward, Mr. Josiah, what would you say is the situation of the economy currently with the person in charge ruling?
wow. Well, the situation of the economy is not something that can be debated.
Okay.
It's something that the average Nigerian can talk about. It's something that the average person on the streets experience. As a matter of fact, I just released a write-up just 2 hours ago on the dark economy that we had in the last 3 weeks. And everybody is a beneficiary of that. And you can see the average Nigerian on the streets talking about it and the streets and the rest of it. And this is one of the things that the current administration promised, that if that is not done in 2 years, it should be voted out. So, and every Nigerian today, irrespective of where you live or your class, we are all facing that dark economy at the moment. I call it dark economy. So, leaving that aside, you talk about the fuel, you talk about every other thing, the transport system and the rest of them. You can tell for yourself that the nation at the moment is not what Nigerians wanted.
Okay.
So I wouldn't want to go into details because if I want to talk about the economy, 3 hours is not enough to dissect different sectors of the economy and what is happening there. So for me, I believe that a better government and that of the African Democratic Congress will do Nigerians better.
Okay. So, sir, Mr. Shitu, I would like for you to give us more insight on the same question that I asked him right now.
Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much.
Okay.
I think for the benefit of doubt, I think my brother here, Mr. Imole, is wrongly informed about the situation of the country and the economy in general. Well, I don't know what he actually meant by the dark economy or dark, what did they call it? Okay, so we are all aware and I'm sure we are seeing it in the news, the situation of the world right now. That's the war between Iran and Israel. So I think that is taking a good toll on why all over the world we are facing the issue of fuel right now. So I think maybe it's not being properly informed about that. So I think that's about that. When we are talking about the economy right now, maybe it means why maybe what he meant is why we are having issues with the fuel, increment in the fuel and all that. I think it's not properly informed that maybe he's watching the wrong side of the news. And we actually quoted an AI video that he watched when the president said, if I did not fix electricity in so time, don't vote me. My brother watched the wrong video.
Oh, okay.
The AI version of what the president actually said. So you can take that to the market. The real video is out there for you to go and watch. So
Okay.
I can beat my chest
Mm.
and tell to all meaningful Nigerians that this present administration is doing fantastic, fine when
Okay.
it comes to the economy.
Mm.
And the indices are all there for us to catch up with. Can check the news all around, the IMF, the World Bank, and all that. They can testify to the good work of this present president. Under 3 years, he has done fantastic. He has brought fantastic policies that put us on the right path as a Nigerian. I think what most of us mistake for a good Nigeria, or what you actually want as a good country, can be attributed to, let me say, we want miracle or magic. So, and it is a pity that most of us that are students of the bad past of the country are here today wanting the president to want a magic stick to correct the situation of things. In 2011, we as a youth, we actually want the kind of Nigeria we are seeing today. And that was why we supported the past president, Jonathan. Then we believe he was educated, he's smart, and he knows how to go about it to put Nigeria in the world map of progress. But unfortunately, he couldn't handle it well. When the next election cycle, we voted for Buhari, we actually thought this person, if you ask me, who made Nigeria state corruption so much, it was Muhammadu Buhari. Because the mantra he came with was that he doesn't want corruption, and because corruption is setting Nigeria back. That was why we voted for him. And you can see in the news, people that work for him, the likes of former Central Bank, Emefiele, Malami, you can see all kind of fraud that they did under his administration. So now this person is here, the person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and trying to fix so many decays that has been going on in our country. Meanwhile, we here as a youth want magic to happen overnight. I don't think that is how it is being done. And that is the reason why we are educated. That is the reason why our parents sent us to school, so that we can identify positive parts when we see it. And I can confirm to you, the president is doing that. We are not perfect. It's not even in the dictionary. It's not even in the word. Perfect is lost in what you are talking about. When you are saying, if the country is going on the right path, I can confirm to you 100% we are on the right path of progress in the country.
Okay. So, Mr. Josiah, would you say you're 100% convinced on everything he has just said? Or you want to handle or tackle some issues he mentioned?
Thank you very much. You observed that it took me just 30 seconds to answer a question.
Yes, sir.
And it took him about 5 minutes to reply to it. You know what that means? If you are trying to defend the current government, you do more work.
Okay.
That is what that means. You see, when you talk about one AI video and the rest of them, well, anybody can create a difference, but we are all part of the election process of 2022. One of these were promised. That is number one. Then you come back to the president doing fantastically well, IMF and the rest of them. You discover that the government in the last 2-3 years has borrowed more than any other government put together in the history of this country. Has borrowed more. Borrowed more. Now, meanwhile, you look at this is a country that is now taxing Nigerians beyond normal. Except those that are employees. Some of us that are in business, we know what we are facing, and every business person in this country will tell you what he or she is facing in managing business and trying to ensure that you succeed in whatsoever business, in any sectorial investment in this current economy. So I don't know how somebody anywhere in the world would talk about the economy of Nigeria at this moment as a good economy. Now, let me just give you a practical example. If a government is doing well, whatever policy you are bringing on board should reflect to the common man, in the life of the common man.
Okay.
What is the most common person saying on the streets of Lagos? For instance, we're in Lagos. What is the livelihood of the average Lagosian looking like? So that tells you what the economy is all about. It's not what you put on paper. Yeah, he owns the Minister of Finance. He owns the cabinet. So any minister can come up and they can do anything to say so thing has happened. That's on paper. whatever policy you're bringing on board, what is the reflection of that policy in the business activities of the average Nigerian person? You see the insults on the Nigerian judiciary system the last 3 days, where a court pronounced somebody as the authentic and original national chairman of the union. And you see a government going to arrest that same person. For over 2 years, that person has not been in office. And somebody who is not, who can never spell his name correctly is not in that position. This is just because you are having a government who wants to balance things to their favor so that no sector can come out and say things are not working well. And what happens in that sector, I'm talking about the national union, reflect on the average Nigerians. The economy. How much do you enter public? If you enter public transport in this country, you know what the average person faces. You are paying for dollars, feeding money. You hear, let me speak your language. You hear, oh, the chairman, oh, I need your chairman in this country. And where you're supposed to pay 100 naira for research, you have to pay 300 naira. Because some persons who are not educated, who are not doing anything, who are not doing any job, wants to feed on it. And then the government is not doing anything about it. You can't even talk, you see, you can't talk about the economy of this country as being good at this moment. And I really appreciate the fact that my colleague here is highly factual, where he said he compared the government of Goodluck Jonathan and that of Buhari, President Muhammadu Buhari late, Ms. Junction rest in peace. That after when he came on board, corruption increased, as the case may be. That is to tell you that the current government, that is the government of APC, has done worse than good to this country. So, and the only way Nigerians can have a better economy, a better government, is to ensure that they support the current coalition of AEDC, so that we can rewrite the story. A lot of things have changed, and time will not permit to start going into it. Is the exchange rate? Is it the cost of fueling? Is it the cost of transportation? So many things. Is it an educational system? There are so many things that you just talk about, and it's not something of a 30 minutes podcast. If you want to go into this details of talking about facts. So
Can I react briefly to what you
Don't forget you
so
can.
like I said earlier when I started, I said my brother is ill-informed about the Nigerian economy.
Okay.
Let me take it from where he said that this government borrowed more than the previous government. That is a blatant lie. And that is to say my brother is not doing enough research about what's going on. Why he said that, or why it appears to him in that way, was because this government took the bull by the horn to remove the FX subsidy, the dollar subsidization that has been going on, that has been spoiling the economy. So it made our dollar to want to find its own standing. Like, don't let anybody hold me. Let me find my permanent position. Let me be on my own. That is what
we don't have dollar in this country. We are using naira.
Yes. But don't forget, international trade, excuse me, don't forget that international trade and international market happens in dollar.
Okay.
So people that we are selling to, they buy in dollar. You understand? So that's why I said my brother is a little bit ill-informed when it comes to the economy of the country, or how the country is being managed. Now, that's that for that. So because the subsidy was removed, the FX was unified, it made the dollar go up like in an artificial way, so that to be able to find its correct balancing. So what they do before is government subsidize the dollar. They pay for the excess, or for what they want the dollar to be. If they want the dollar to be at 200 naira, in degree sense, while it's trading at 650 at the international market, the government will pay 450 to balance for what we are paying. And when as at then, I can confirm to this, my honorable brother here, it is difficult for common men like us to access the dollar.
What am I doing with the dollar in Nigeria?
Let me not tell you. Wait,
what am I doing with the dollar
majority
in Nigeria?
of wait now, my brother. Let me enlighten you a bit.
Okay.
Sometimes, if you want to go and pursue a better education abroad, like you could just say, I have a course I want to go and study abroad. You can't take your naira there. You have to pay for that class or school in dollars.
Okay.
So before then, and most of our elites
our elite class then, they do go to abroad for medical care, all sort of things, schooling. So they needed
Because
dollar.
there's a failed government.
Okay.
What am I going to school in abroad?
When was that?
What am I going to school
When
in
was
UK?
that? Yes,
What
now
am I
I'm
going
coming to that.
UK
Okay.
for
I'm
health
coming to
issues?
that's why.
Because I was going to ask the same
Yes,
question.
because
yeah.
yes, I'll come to that. I want to tutor my honorable body.
You are in a
like
government
a
where,
four-year
the president is that
baby. Yes, that's
taking
what
and
I'm telling
spending
you. That
billions
was what
for
our
solar
past
in Aso
government
Rock.
has done wrong, and where this government is trying to correct. That was
Okay.
what I said earlier. This government has come to correct so many anomalies that we have started living with like it's normal.
Okay.
Now I can confirm to my brother, you cannot be running around for dollar. When last have you heard somebody saying, I can't even get dollar to buy? All this mala, I can't get dollar. People can't say it anymore because now our economy is getting its original place. Now you can pay for that school fees with your MasterCard, which is you are now paying in naira. Those people will not collect that naira from you before because your naira does not have value.
Okay.
The economy is that bad. Then they will not accept because they know that if they accept that naira from you, if they keep it, before few days it will lose value. So it now means they will pay. Let's assume that you are paying 500,000 for a school fees in abroad. You have paid with your naira 500,000. Now the following week, the dollar will defeat naira and go up. So the money they have collected from you now reduce because they will have to convert it to their own currency. But now they can plan with that money. Now they know that our currency has not stabilized. That is the essence of the FX unification that the government have done. And when he's talking about the judicial system, let me take one after the other. When he's talking about the judicial system, our judicial system is one of the best in the world. You can be seeing it
now?
Yes, you can be seeing it from the outside world because you don't know what they are doing. You don't know the kind of work they do.
How many cases have you had?
Yes, I will get there. That's why I tell you before the podcast begin, I will furnish you with a lot of information and fact that you now have to come and fight. But I would like you to fight it with a fact, not just social media talks. Now, when you are talking about the judicial system, if you and I, as a brother, two brothers, we have a fight in our family, you not take it to the court. It is incumbent on our part to do proper filing, proper documentation of what we are fighting about. Sure, you understand? We are fighting over a land. My papa said I didn't get that land that time, and now my name is put. And I said, no, it's not his name. My mother told me another version of the story. Now, two of us will now file our case separately because we are not fighting the same cause. We are looking for how to make the land ours. We now present it to the court. The symbol of the court, come and look at it properly, it's a blinded woman with a sword and a scale.
Did the court pronounce somebody as the authentic XYZ National Union? Was it pronounced? I'm not talking about the process.
You have to talk about the process.
Is there a judgment?
There can be a judgment. That's what
Was the judgment followed by the government?
No, you see, it's a pity that my brother is out of all the cases, or out of all what we can use as an example in Nigeria. It's a pity that my brother is using the National Union Road Transport Worker as a case study in a country as vast and versatile as Nigeria. No, because what my brother does not understand.
What happens there affects every common man.
It does not. Wait. Now let me explain to you. In Lagos, like you actually said, the government, they have their own means of transportation, which is the BRT. It might not be enough yet. Sure, you understand, but they have that to help the people that goes to work. If tomorrow, if this issue of the fuel is not contained on time, the government will come up with a subsidy plan. Like say, okay, don't go to work 5 times in a week. Stay at home for 3 days. Go to work for 2 days. See, this thing is a national issue. It's not a Nigerian thing. It's not affecting us. Go and look at the news. You see people in US, UK queuing to buy fuel. We are not queuing to buy fuel anymore. Those are the changes that you and I forget so easily. Yesterday we used to. You went to the filling station now. You bought fuel, came out on generator for us for this podcast. Before that can happen. You go and queue. You must have been there since 5 a.m. You go and queue for fuel.
So should
now
we celebrate that?
No. We are not celebrating. It's you that went that route. Now, what I'm talking about the NURTW is you cannot scrap them. What my brother does not understand is all those things they are constitutionally recognized. National Union of Road Transport Workers, they are registered under the NSC.
You're dwelling so much on it because you have to do more work to defend it.
No.
It's just
I'm only taking my time to educate you and people watching this podcast. No, my brother, my brother, see, there are so many people watching us, and I pray that this podcast go all over the world, so that people can be enlightened. They can know what's actually happening beneath the sea, that behind the scenes that they are not seeing. So NURTW are registered under NSC. They cannot be scrapped. They are part of the national.
Nobody's talking about them being scrapped.
No, that's why you're saying that they are doing this, they are doing that, they will do their job. Trade Union Congress is under the road worker too. So there's a way it is being designed. So you understand, it's not something that you can just wake up someday and say, no, you guys should go off the road. So you understand? So that is that for that. So everything is working just like the way you and I want it to work. But because
your party, the way you want, your party wants to, not
I understand. I said that is what actually, and that is, I believe that is what all meaningful Nigerians will want. Because if we are heading towards a rock, it will be visible to everybody. Because we are having a darkness today to achieve light tomorrow, just like your name implies. I don't think it's a bad thing on our side. We have to
the light is here now, so we need to embrace it.
Okay, that's fine. I'm happy for the people that will come and vote for you during the next election.
Okay.
So I think I'll be able to do it justice
to that. Mr. Mole, is there anything you want to add before we move forward further?
You know, when I speak for 2 minutes, you will have to speak for 30 minutes.
So
I will take my time to educate our people.
You do a lot of education.
That is
to defend the government that has shown incompetence.
He's a teacher. He's supposed to educate our people more. But unfortunately,
I can't be educating you on something that is wrong. I can't give you wrong information.
Okay.
I can't give you
what I've said.
I can't give you public wrong information.
People should watch the YouTube video when it's out, and they should check whatever I'm saying now.
Yeah, people will check
they should fact check and see.
Nigerians will commend you for defending what is going on. You get a lot of comments.
Okay.
They should put my name as well.
So in everything, we know we have advantages and disadvantages of each parties. Now, we're talking about age. Do you think age factor is the major reasons why we are lacking behind in the country?
Is that to me or to him?
It's an open question. Both of you can decide to talk on it, or somebody can decide to
I want him to talk on it first.
Okay.
It's his party.
Mr. Shitty.
I don't have issue with age.
Okay.
My party, we have vibrant aspirants at the moment that will soon become candidates, and then so I don't have issues with age.
Same like me too.
You don't have any issues with
party,
age? Yeah.
We have very fantastic youths that are doing beautiful, really well for the party. Like the former chairman of my local government, he did the chairman under 40. So he's a youth. The present one too is a youth. So we have a lot of youth. And like I said earlier, it's not on this podcast I said it. I said that one thing that I loved about Peter Obi's coming out to contest in 2023 was that he ignited hope in Nigerian youth to now contest for elective positions. We are always behind the scenes, shouting, doing zobu before. But now, you see that we now have lots of youth trying to vie for elective positions. From the Senate, House of Reps, House of Assembly, states, local government chairmen, and even governors. So, and I can categorically tell you that All Progressive Congress as a party is actually giving the best to people when it comes to youth when it comes to trying out in governance. And just like I rightly said, I've told you about just two now that's happening in my locality. So I believe my party is doing justice to age in governance. So though it doesn't have anything to do with correcting the economy or making Nigeria great, no, it doesn't have anything to do with youth. Sure, you understand? Why we are hungry and why so many Nigerians are hungry is because we have been seeing the same kind of recycling people in politics. Sure, you understand? And that is one good thing that Obi did when he came. So people saw a fresh idea. if they saw somebody that they can have hope in. You know what it means to have hope. You know what it means to have hope in your country. So youth being in governance does not mean that they can correct what's on ground. But it's a good thing to make them be part of the system. So whatever you are doing, they won't be in the dark, and they can bank and continue with.
From there.
So you
Okay.
understand? So,
So, Mr. Josiah?
Well, I really love my um, friend's comments. And you see, when you have a good product, you don't need marketing.
Okay.
Have you ever seen any Gary adverts?
No.
You know they advertise Gary.
Cocoa Gary, they
Eh?
advertise it.
He went and branded it to fake Nigerians. Adding sugar, Gary itself, without sugar anything, no adverts. And you can see that in his comment, he had to talk about the personality of a wonderful person like His Excellency Peter Obi, with what he has done in the last election. And of course, you have somebody like that again who is still vying for the presidency. So I don't think you even need to advertise anything for Nigerians to embrace such a phenomenon. Of course, in my party, I'm not speaking for Peter Obi because he's one of the aspirants. You still have the likes of Rotimi Amechi in line. You have the likes of His Excellency Atiku Abubakar in line, and so many others who wants to become president. Age, in Yoruba language, I don't know if I will use that adage. I don't know how to interpret it. Yoruba will say, "Owo ọmọdé ò tó pẹpẹ."
Okay.
Àgbàlagbà ọwọ́ kéré. What that means is the hand of a child
Cannot
cannot
get
get
to the fence.
No, pepper is like the podium.
Okay.
Yeah, like altar. You know, sometimes in the houses you have small altars where you put some things. The hand of a child cannot go there, and the hand of an elder too cannot enter into a couch. That's more Calabar to say, hey, I don't know. So it means that you need everybody on board, both the youth and the elderly. Now, when age comes, all of us want to grow old.
Definitely.
Do you understand? When age comes and you're no longer active to play some vital roles, courtesy demands that you step aside and lead from the inside, leading from your sitting room where everybody comes to you. Daddy, how do we do this? Daddy, how do we go on this? What do we do here? And you give directives, not trying to be at the forefront where I wouldn't want to make reference to some things where our presidents have been going to different locations and some things are happening. You know why I will not personally talk about it? Because all of us want to grow old, and age is something we all try to attain that age in life. But when you get to that age, I feel, and sometimes you see some people that are 90 plus and they are still very active. It's God's way of doing things. It's God's blessing to some people. While some people are 60, they're already losing strength. So when you see that, that's part of life is telling on you, then God demands that you step aside and let the younger generation or somebody who is more active take the lead. Although it does not in any way, for me, like he said, affect productivity. If you are still active. But if you're not active, productivity would be affected. And it will tell on the country. Imagine the days of our former president, Muhammadu Buhari, where he spent most of the time he was supposed to be in office thinking about Nigeria on medical trips. And you can see what happened immediately after he left government. May God may his soul rest in peace. But active, productive periods of the country have been used to tackle medical outings to different countries. So I think as much as age shouldn't be a barrier, if you are still active, it should be a barrier if you are not privileged to have that strength at that old age. So that for me, that's my stand.
Okay. So moving on, living in a country where our health system, educational system is failing, is it a good thing to say about the current government, or it has been from the grassroots? Is there a way where we can get to a place where we can also invest in our own country as of now, or do we believe the new person coming in will do a better job than the present person?
Who's talking first?
Anybody can go
Let
first.
me talk about the health sector because I'm a victim of that. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And I have so many people that are victims of our health sector.
Mm.
I have so many friends that are medical doctors today that don't want to practice in Nigeria because of the system of remuneration.
Okay.
And if you have been opportuned, let me not use opportuned. If you are unfortunate at any point in time to have your person being taken to some of our health systems here in this country, you will cry. I've lost some friends to poor healthcare. I know what it means when you take your family to the general hospital and you have to pay to get a bed. You have to pay to get a bed, even when there are so many empty beds. If you don't settle, you don't get a bed. And you see a lot of things happening where people will tell you, "Me, Nigeria never happened to you." In this health sector,
True. Yes,
in
sir.
this health sector, I lost a brother to a minor accident. A minor accident. Something if you just get a bed rest and given emergency treatment and attended to, probably given little oxygen to recover, and then you're good. And look, we spent more than 24 hours at Lute. Nothing to show for it. We made several calls. If you're not connected in this country, you might not even get healthcare.
Wow.
Oh wow! The government in Lagos State brought a fantastic health insurance scheme that I thought would be gold.
Which is?
Ilera Eco. It is when
Okay.
after you apply the rest of the day, you know that when you go there, they will start telling you that your package does not cover A, B, C, D, and so on and so
Oh,
forth.
wow.
And then you have to still pay for what you have insured yourself for. So when you talk about the healthcare system, I think it's one of those systems. You remember when the doctors went on strike just recently? You know, a lot of people that died during that period. So, well, for me, just like my brother gave his analysis in our first comment, where I was talking about people traveling outside the country, probably for health, for education, and the rest of them. It is because there is automatically the current government has failed us
Okay.
when it comes to health. So if you are a little bit rich, if you are rich a little in this country and you go into our health sector, you look for a way to travel out to go and get good health, to go and get treatment, because you will not get it.
Okay. Yes,
Thank
sir.
goodness that we are having some private sectors coming to invest into the health sector in this country now, trying to balance things. But if you meet some of these investors and they tell you what the current government is showing them, you require for this country. So for me, the health sector has failed this country, and it takes people with the political will to rewrite the story. You will hear of billions used in building hospitals here and there. You see them commissioning hospitals here and there. But how many of them, those hospitals, they allocated billions to build, to get mad. How many of these people can actually take their children to those hospitals? Quote me anywhere in this country. How many of the people in the House of Assembly, how many people in the House of Reps, in the Senate, even the local government chairman, how many of them, as close as they are to the ground, how many of them will comfortably take themselves, probably when they're having it, they go to these public places for healthcare, or even take their children there or their family there, because they know what they put there is all fake.
Okay.
Can I react?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. God bless you.
Yes.
Well, let me still direct that my brother still refused to learn, and it's so painful because in our constituency is one of the bright one we have, and we are looking up to tomorrow that by God's grace we will be in position to be at the front for some of us. Well, when we are talking about healthcare in Nigeria, like you rightly asked the question, if it is this government's fault or the predecessors or where Nigeria is coming from,
Yes.
all these things that I listed did not start today. And that is why I said he should take his time to read, to research. If I ask now, what is the name of our minister for health? Majority of us might not know. You understand? And when I said this government is bringing forth so many policies that will better our lives tomorrow, I know what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm 100% right on that. The government, the Honorable Minister for Health, Professor Ali Pantami, is actually trying when it comes to healthcare system in Nigeria. And when he talks about Ilere Eko the other time, I'm actually one of their product too. So actually applied for it, but it is well spelled out on the platform where you are registering for what and what your payment will cover for. I've not gotten to where I'm going. Now, healthcare system in Nigeria is basically the work of the local government. But because we are used to looking at the top, sure you understand, we are always looking at the president, we are misplacing our priorities. Recently, when this new minister for health came, he brought about some policies that will empower the primary health care centers in all local governments in Nigeria, 774 local governments in Nigeria. The reasons why we cannot get bed in the instances he's making is because we have bastardized the way we approach our healthcare centers. If, for instance, I'm having headache, what is supposed to come to my mind first is to go to my local government or go to the health center in my community to go and complain. But because I believe nothing is there, I'll go to loot. Meanwhile, I've taken the bed for what somebody that's coming for a bigger ailment is supposed to take.
Okay.
That is the reason why they are having that kind of issues. And now this president is now trying to make it right.
So do you
By bringing power down.
do you unseat the person when you now make payment for the bed? You then take that person off there and put you there.
See, there are some things that we cannot blame the government for. The government is not the nurse that is trying to collect the bribe from you. No. But what I'm saying is the government is trying to do the right thing by bringing power down to the local government so that you and I can tell people around us that if you want to deliver, if you're having childbirth, you want to deliver, go to your local government. Don't go to loot. There are better treatment that they are meant for. If you're having headache, if you're having stomach, if you're having only stomach, go to your local government. They are now. That is why initially when I started, I said the government has taken so many fantastic steps when they remove subsidy. Now the local government is getting enough money to run itself, to build a good school, to build a good road, to do good health centers, to put good drugs in the health center for us, so that we will not go and take space for somebody that is supposed to go for surgery at loot. That's what I'm saying. If you are looking at today, you will fail to get the result or what you are supposed to know tomorrow. The government is building today for us, and it is pertinent on the part of we youth to take that advantage to educate our people about all these things. The healthcare center is there. My wife, when she gave birth at local government, in my local government there. That is where they registered my baby. If she now have complications or biggies, that is when they are supposed to take her to the loot or the bigger government hospital or federal hospital. The local government is there to take care of us. The reason we are taking our children to private schools or to big schools is because we don't like the environment of our local government, the school in our local government. If the school in our locality have good environment, if they have AC, if they have computer, because we all know that government schools have one of the best teachers, but because of the environment and the teaching spaces, that is why we don't like taking our children there. And now that is what this government is likely doing.
Okay.
It's evolving power down to the grassroots. That is where majority of Nigerians are. 774 is more than 36.
Okay.
So you understand? So that is what I'm trying to bring out and to educate our people on. It's not about us today. It's about tomorrow. The president is placing on a good path for the country so that everybody will know where they belong. So you understand? It's so painful that we are only looking at Lagos because that is where we decide as a case study. And the inflow, because Lagos State is doing fine, we are having more inflow in Lagos. And that's why we are having so many issues, the transportation issue, and now this government are embarking on so many good infrastructures that can make you live in your state and work in another state. And that is how it is in Western world. So all those jackpot that we are doing. So some people, my brother in America will leave home at 4 a.m. and get to work at 7 a.m. It means that he's living in another state and working in another state. That is what this present government too is doing with the coastal highway and the Sokoto and Lagos Calabar highway. Okay. You can stay in Delta State and work in Lagos. Within 2 hours you are in Lagos. Do your work and go back home. People will not be so much here. Sure, you understand. So that is what I'm here to educate people about. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Imole, you've been nodding in either agreement or disagreement. Which one are we hearing from you?
Of course, you know my stand. You
Okay.
see, It is not because I'm in the opposition.
Okay.
Why do you have some of us in the opposition? Because we see beyond the normal. You see, some persons, I told you we do a lot of work
True.
because you have to do a lot of defense.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
And,
Seriously.
we know when things are
I
not
told
working
you I've been
perfectly.
doing it. Excuse me,
Wait.
in 2011,
Yes.
I told you I mobilized personally for President Goodluck Jonathan. Door-to-door campaign.
Anybody can
I
claim
worked
that.
as a volunteer. So I've been volunteering
Anybody can
doing
claim that.
the job of educating our youth to look at a good place for the country. No, it's not just starting today.
Were you doing
Shey
anti-party?
you understand?
Were you doing anti-party? Because I know as at then you are in AC. So I don't know.
Well, then I wasn't doing anti-party. But because I wanted
And let's not
good
go
for
there.
my
let's
country,
discuss. Let's
that is
discuss
why I'm
the
supporting
health
it.
issues.
Okay.
Shey you understand?
So it's not about the party.
It's not all about the party.
It's the
Shey.
candidate.
Yeah, if like I made reference to Peter Obi not long.
Yes,
It's not
you
because he's a saint, because he ignited hope. I made mention of he ignited hope. If Obi gets anywhere, you see the way the atmosphere will change. That is what can ignite something in the people.
Okay.
Shey you understand? Then we just start from there and build on the momentum.
So are you agreeing
Shey you
that
understand?
if Obi is on the ballot, you rather vote Obi instead of Tinubu?
How can I do that? Obi, you see, if you are doing comparison, there are some things that you can't even bring. First of all, we cannot get tickets. Cannot claim JDC ticket.
You're
That's
not
automatic.
in our party, so you cannot decide that.
Mr. Obi cannot even pay one agent for vote or one elector and one delegate to vote for him. What I'm talking about, Obi will give ticket where you have the likes of Atiku, Amechi. You know what it takes to come second in APC primary, where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came first. Amechi came second. Amechi is a money bag. He has money.
Because the primary election was monetized, because the only way you can get
that
anything
is
in
the
your
system.
party.
That is how you do primary anywhere in the world.
No, that is not the
Politics
system.
is money.
You have
What
to
is
buy
system?
yourself into the heart of people,
What
because you don't have a good
Mr.
product to
Mr.
sell.
Obi will not even be
When you have a good product to sell, you don't have to buy yourself.
at all. You prefer for you guys to come together and say, okay, you can do it, go. Mr. Obi will never, even if they say they won't pay any delegate for primary, Mr. Obi will never take it. He doesn't like contest. And that was why I said he did not take advantage of the 6 million votes he got in his first outing. He got it at the platter of gold.
Okay.
He deserved it.
He said, if you as a pan-Africa, a pan-Nigeria, you want to be in the heart of everybody, you have to be able to come out to contest. The worst that will happen is that you lose. I will talk to you, my guy. It might not be money. I can be persistent. I can be talking to you all the time.
Are you saying that Mr. Peter Obi has not been consistent in talking to people?
Talking
He has
to
been
who?
going around
The market people.
galvanizing support for himself.
For who? From the market people or from the party stakeholders?
Excuse me. Your pattern in the APC is not a pattern in African Democratic Congress.
No, it's not the pattern
you
in
are
the Labour
looking at
Party.
you are looking
Mr. Obi has
at
never contested in any primary election. That's what I'm telling you.
Listen.
He has never contested in any primary.
Now listen.
From the days of Abga.
Now listen.
I will not leave Abga. I will not leave this. He left. He went to PDP. He lost. He left.
You are
He went
discussing
to Labour Party. He left.
You are discussing parties' internal issues.
Yes, that's
I cannot go into your APC internal issues.
There's no
or
anything
APC
to
internal
say
issues.
about that.
And you just made mention of Peter Obi, and I said, with all the good things you've said about Peter Obi, does that mean that why wouldn't you support him instead of?
I can't. Okay. I have a better candidate than that.
All right, thank you.
Candidate that is delivering. That's candidate that is from my region. That candidate that is a father to me.
All right.
So I can't vote Mr. Peter. I can't vote Mr. Peter. No.
Okay.
Does not have the tenacity. Does not even have the capacity. Does not have the range.
It's okay.
So I'm only telling you. I'm only making reference to the things that he woke up.
I would have wanted
you
to highlight the reason why. You said some of these problems did not start now, so the government is trying to rewrite it and the rest of them. In 2015, your party, in 2013 to 2014 to 2015, your party came with the mantra of change.
Yeah.
2015 till date is about 11 years, if I'm not mistaken. Does it mean that for 11 good years, what you claim that somebody has not done well, your party has been unable to do it? And why do you even think that Nigerians should even still support the party?
Voting my party.
You can understand, automatically Nigerians ought not to even look your side. That is why the ADC is the right platform for Nigerians to look into right now. 11 good years. Now you're talking about Tinubu. Tinubu was part of the government.
Yeah.
He brought Buhari to the south. He sold Buhari to the southerners.
Yes.
Are you getting it? So it is the same party that is in government. So you cannot dodge that part and tell me Tinubu is now rewriting it. the party
There,
from
there is no way
2015 to date.
I can deny whatever the past government has done under my party.
So,
It is my party.
Mhm.
The fact that my grandfather failed, my father tried, pushed it to some extent, and gave it to me, and I'm where I am today. Does not mean that I will erase where I'm coming from.
Okay.
It's a middle-age thing. PDP ruled us for 16 years.
Mm.
do you want to compare that with your 11 years?
No, we can't. Because
Thank you. Thank you. It's
the
okay.
reason
No,
why we can't
it's okay.
is because it's light and darkness.
Mm.
Like I've said before, it's because we forget easily. It's because we forget easily. What you are seeing now in all over the state in Nigeria, there is no state that is not doing better than what they are doing in the 16 years of PDP. Those are
Your
facts.
claim. Your claim.
Well, let's leave it at that. But go to states that are not even doing like Lagos before. All of them are not doing fine.
You have a child. Is your child attending a government school or a private school?
Government school.
Which of the schools?
It's not around there. It's not my sister.
Because I know for sure that your children are not going there. But you and I attended the government school.
Yeah.
So when you say they are doing better now than before, you just said it yourself that so many people do not want to take their children to government schools. You just said it yourself. Because the environment and so many other things. About last month, I was in my community where I saw around 11 o'clock and I saw school children outside the walls of the school fetching water. Water. A basic amenity. Water. I'm going to do the video. I just know because of the parents of these children, I wouldn't want to do that. I had to go into the school, call some of the teachers, identify the issues, and so then, okay, we'll look for a way to get volunteers to solve it. It's as small as that. So you're telling me about a government. I know of schools within my community that for the past 7 years, there was no electricity in the school. No electricity till date. And when I inquired from them, they said when the government was in power, they had issues with paying for electricity bills and the rest of them. So the school owned by the government. You don't get the story in Lagos State. You don't get the story. So when we want to defend some of these things, see, yeah, as a party man, you must look for a way to defend some of it. But these are facts that instead of we defending it, let's bring it to the table. Let them see it. I believe in having a government that is responsive. Just that is also proactive instead of reactive. We shouldn't be reacting to things. We should rather solve it. In the place where I live, I have a project that has been signed that they've abandoned since 2022. You get it, and we've done so many things in this Lagos. So there are so many things to say about the government and the process of things.
Go deep into what he's saying.
Yes, sir.
I intentionally maintain being on the surface
Okay.
because of millions of Nigerians that will be watching, and I believe for educational purpose, I have to scratch the surface. See, if there are some things that we basically want as Nigerians, but we are not ready for it. And that's the truth. The other time we are talking about the healthcare centers, the health system in Nigeria. See, the truth is, if we want that thing that we are dreaming of in our head, we can't pay for it. And that's the truth.
You
Pay for
say
it.
you can't pay for it.
Yeah.
In what aspect?
God bless you. Now, the places, in most cases, we like comparing ourselves with most of the countries abroad, similar client.
Okay.
Now, I said earlier that the government is trying to bring down power to the local government so that everybody can go there, get cheap healthcare system, get cheap schools, get cheap whatever. Sure, you understand? If we now want that, there are some things that if we want, like we usually imagine it in our head. Sure, you understand that? But in abroad, if you just carry your phone and make call, ambulance will get here now. If I'm sick, I would like us to make inquiry about what it costs to even call an ambulance in the Senate line. Please, anybody can just do that. You can never afford it in Senate line if you are not a rich person. They don't come cheap. So let our government take their time to give us what we can afford and that is good for us. Sure, you understand? What you are saying about the school system is the truth. But is it the fault of the government at the top? No. That is why the government removed the subsidy, brought the money to the state and the local government so that they can do better. If you and I are having issue with any school, any health care center in our community, it's our responsibility to approach our local government chairman to make amends, to make corrections. Shey you understand what I'm saying? So the basic of the essence of this argument, like you have rightly said, is to identify issues, identify problems, bring it to the table, and let us look our way forward. What you and I know, they are not one, they are not two, they are not three. They are like schools and healthcare like that in our community. But right now, I believe in my own local government, I can't say of others. The local government chairman is trying, is giving new faces to all the healthcare centers and all the primary schools around our local government. Is now doing serious critical work on all the schools and healthcare centers there, planning to build another one. He will start building another one, especially for my community.
Okay.
Shey you understand? So that is what the government at the top is trying to do by bringing more resources down for people that are there, that we are close to, like local government chairman. They are the one closer. We don't come to Abuja, you don't have any business there. That place is meant to make laws, to pass policies, to make policies, pass laws that will favor us, like you are saying. But when it comes to carrying out those things, it is the job of the local government and the governor.
Okay. Mr. Josiah.
When there's an adage that I hear from my Igbo friends,
Okay.
from one of their fathers, the man will say, when fish won't spoil, now from here to the spoil. You see, you can't talk about the local government and the rest of them without first talking about the top. When you are leading people, you pass policies, you implement them, you release funds and the rest of them. Is there no system to monitor these things to ensure that what you claim that these things are meant for are actually carried out?
Okay.
That is why I said in my first speech that whatever thing you want to say about the economy, whether good or bad, is to look at the life of the average Nigerian.
True.
There's no gainsaying. Just pick any random Nigerian in this country, whether rich or poor. The rich are becoming poorer. The poor don't know where they're going to. The rate of suicide in this country today compared to some years back. What are you telling me? So I am not the type that likes arguments. I believe in finding solutions to problems.
True.
And my studies, when we are to play politics, we play politics. When it's time for governance, you look out for ideas that will help whoever is in power to rule well. Are you getting it? There are so many sectors to discuss, not just health. You can see what happens to some of our people that have been displaced in Lagos State for political reasons, for business purposes. No, the Commissioner for Environment has come out to say A, B, C, D, E, F to defend himself. But we know what is happening there. The place has been sold out to some real estate moguls. It's happening everywhere. Go to Surulere census, where you have the national population census now. It has been converted to a private estate.
Wow.
So many things are happening. It's there. You just drive there, you see it. The school where I went to, government college in Lagos. At a point, we just finished a court case where the government they want to change the school, reduce our land and turn the place to a shopping mall. We just finished that case because I'm the president of my set in that school and we know what we're doing. So there's so many areas. My point is this: there is no perfect government.
True.
Are you getting this? No government is perfect, but I'm of the opinion that government should ensure that their policies are people-centered instead of self-oriented policies to amass wealth and prepare for the next election. I can tell you for free that what the government has been doing is just to prepare themselves for the next election and not really real governance. So if real governance were to be put in check, that's what I think about, not age, but people being active. What happens to visiting different states to ensure that what is happening there is what you actually worked for, what you actually instructed. Billions truly is being allocated to different states. 100 millions going to different local governments, which is in the media. But what is happening? People in the House of Reps decided are getting a consensus project to their different central districts and constituencies. It's really reflecting down there. You have local government chairman doing empowerment and the rest of them. Who are the beneficiaries? Strictly APC members. I was talking to one of the people, and I was like, "Do you mean that your empowerment is strictly for APC members?" At the point I'm contesting for the House of Assembly, Surulere Constituency, for instance, at the point of my contest, I'm a member of ADC. Okay, I'm a chieftain. The moment I win and I become a member of Lagos House of Assembly, representing Constituency 2, I become the representative of whether you are ADC, you are APC, you are PDP, you are ABGA, you are Labour, anybody. Whether you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, you are Herbalist or anybody. And whatsoever we are doing must reflect in the life of everybody. It's not just a politics or a government of marginalization. These are our people, these are this, that. No. So if you look at some of these things, you see people, you see bags of rice going here and there. Somebody on Twitter said it's a rice government. But when you the truth is this, is those menial things, are they even going to people that really needs it? Sometimes last year, one of the members of the House of Reps, the constituency in Lagos, did empowerment and shared some sewing machines and some other things. It was one of the leaders that packed about 6 of them in his house. And at the point, you see him calling people, how far you go buy, how much you want to buy. So these things, even when you talk about these things, that the little that they are doing, it's not even going to people who actually needs it. So therefore, Nigeria needs to offer this government. And then the only way out is for us to embrace the coalition of ADC, and then Nigerians should just vote right. And let's rewrite the story. I think I'll make a point on that.
Okay, so I would love to do more or say more because we have quite a lot to say. But we're going to make sure that we have a part 2 of this same discussion because politics as a whole is wild and vast. So coming to our second part, guys, so stay glued to us. The next questions that will be asked to Mr. Imole and Mr. Shitu will be, if you're given a month in government as a president, what would you do? So that's going to be your takeaway notes. When we come back next time, we're going to discuss very deeply on that. And we're going to have more than an hour discussion. Yes. So, True Talkers, thank you for staying with us. Thank you for loving us and sharing and also commenting on our posts. Please continue to share. Let us grow together. Let us understand our society together. Stay tuned as we come back next time. So I want to say a big shout out and thank you to our sponsors, UKJ TV, UC Global Entertainment, thank you, and our beautiful fans, thank you so much for staying with us. So I want you to just please say thank you to True Talk and
Thank
our
you to
subscribers.
the subscribers,
Yes,
the lovers,
please.
and the listeners of True Talk podcast.
Thank you.
Keep listening and keep sharing, keep liking. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah, it's True Talk indeed. And I'll just tell you to keep on watching True Talk, keep on supporting True Talk, and don't forget to vote right come 2027. A bag of rice or a cup of rice is not worth 4 years suffering. Vote ADC. God bless you.
God bless you. Bye, guys.
True Talk Podcast.